Hey, this is Brother Jeff with the eLearning Brothers, and I'm going to walk you through how to use the new Scientist Challenge storyline game within Articulate Storyline. Now, you can download this from the library. All you have to do is double click on it. Once you double click on it, it'll open it up in Storyline and it will insert it as part of your or make it part of your template library. And so it'll be added along with the other games that you may have downloaded from the library as well. And then from there, you just go ahead and select it, insert it inside of any existing course that you may have, and you can start building it from there. I'm going to walk you through how to build it, but first of all, I want to show you how it actually works. So we're going to go through here on the Scientist Challenge, and we're going to see how this actually works within the storyline interaction. So I get presented with my logo first of all. Just go ahead and hit continue. I have some instructions which you can change or add images or whatever you wanted to. And then from here I can hit start, and then it presents me with my different questions. So I have my question text, also my question label, as well as 4 possible choices. One of them is correct, the rest are incorrect. It tells me on the right hand side I have my what my score is and how many questions, where I'm at within my questions, and how many more questions I have to answer, as well as my scientist canister here. And if I go ahead and answer one correct, it will fill up with the green. It'll give me a check mark letting me know that that was correct, and then it will present me with feedback. You can put whatever feedback you want there. As the learner continues, they go through and try to, if they get the answer correct, it'll always refill with green. But if they get the answer incorrect, for example, it'll fill up with red. It'll show a red X and it'll kind of crack a little bit, and letting the user know that they got that incorrect. And so they can try it again in this case. Go ahead and hit this is correct. And now it shows green. And I can continue going throughout the different questions, and my score will continue to increase as well. So that's how you use it. It's pretty simple to build. So once I have it within Storyline, I can go ahead and click Import, and it will import it into my course, wherever I may be within my Storyline interaction. It'll import it within there. And then I can start building it inside of Storyline. So right now I have it as the first slide. Go ahead and double click on it, and now over on the left hand side it will let me know the instructions. And this is very typical with all of the eLearning Brother interactions. We always have the instructions on the left hand side. And it tells me, first of all, about a couple different variables that I can change. The first one is scientist number of questions. Now, the number of questions is how many questions you're going to ask. And so you have up to 15 questions, but you don't have to answer or ask all 15 questions. You can ask 5 or 4 or 3 or 2, whatever you wanted to. And then also the scientist add points per right question. How many points are going to be added every time they get a correct question? And you change the variables by coming over to the right hand side and clicking on the X, just like you do with any variables inside of Storyline. And you'll notice the 2 different variables up on top here, the scientist add points per right question and the scientist number of questions. Now by default, points per right question is 10, so they get 10 points every time they get a right question. And you can change that to pretty much whatever number you want. And then also the number of questions is how many questions you want to ask. Right now it's defaulted at 15, but you can change that to 5 or whatever you want. And then any variable that starts with the letter Z, we recommend you don't change that. Those are required in order for the game to work properly. So we recommend you don't touch those, or else you might run into some issues there. And that's pretty much it. Like any of the other Storyline interactions, you then just go through working from the layer down at the bottom to the top layer. So you go through and you can type in your instructions. The header, you can add images, you can fill out the different questions, the text, add images here in this white area, go through the different possible choices, selecting which one, or typing out the different possible choices there. Now, one thing you do have to do is if you decide that option A is not going to be the correct answer and option B is going to be the correct answer, then you need to switch that within the trigger area. So you'll notice on option 1 here, we have it showing question 1 correct. It's going to go to the correct answer, it's going to add the points, and everything is going to work from there. Well, if I decide that's not going to be one of the correct answers, I'm just going to go ahead and select from the drop-down box question 1 incorrect. Now, if option B is now going to be the correct answer, I'm going to come over and select from the drop-down box question 1 correct, because I'm on question 1, and now option B is going to be the correct answer. That's how you switch out the different choices. Now, if more than one choice is optional, then you can go ahead and just have two of them pointing to option correct or whatever you wanted to from there. Now, on the correct feedback, you can change the label and change the text here. I wouldn't change any of the animations unless you want to tweak it a little bit. And then you can go the same thing with question 1 correct, and just go throughout however many number of questions that you're going to be asking in the storyline interaction. Now, from there, fill out the rest of the questions, but if you come to the results, this will show you the final results, how you did. You can add another image there. If you don't want there to be a play again button, you can go ahead and remove that off to the side. That way it doesn't break anything, but you can remove it off to the side and then just publish your course from there. Start adding on more slides at that point. But that's how you get started with the Storyline Scientist Challenge game, and hopefully that at least lets you get started and start tweaking it from there.